Hey guys, we're gonna do a build here in Glimmerbrook. We're gonna do a nice cabin. Well, as cabiny as we can get in The Sims, which I think we did a pretty decent job. This one took me way too long because I had a specific image in mind and wasn't able to entirely capture it in Sims. And a lot of that is because I forgot that we really can't do round builds in Sims. We can only do flat walls. Like we can do octagons, rectangles, whatever. We can't do round. And that, what I was picturing, what I still picture in my head is a round build. So I probably will do a painting, and I'd like to get things set up that I would be able to record that to capture that image. Those of you that watched my last video would recognize that nice accent window right in front. That is kind of what inspired the desire to do a nice cabin-y video and kind of something fantasy-ish. I'm just trying to find out some other windows to match, to look nice. I kind of wish like some of these windows, so like that edge one that I was trying a few times, you can't flip that, so you can only put it on like one side of like another window or of a building or something. You know, you can't flip it. So that was kind of frustrating. But we got something figured out. Lots of windows, and I was using the move objects cheats to be able to stick these vines and leaves all over the exterior of the building. I go through and redo it a few different times just because I tried not to clutter the build too much with items, just because I know in like gameplay and stuff that creates issues, like it just lags and everything, so I tried to not do that too much. The door took me not as long as the windows, but a little longer than I would have liked to pick out. But it's weird too because they do actually have a lot of nice cabin-y type doors, like old style like doors. Not everything is super modern. I was just having a hard time finding one that really matched until I found this one. I thought went well with the windows and was a good size height wise and everything. And yeah. Oh, also, did you guys enjoy our little intro there? That is my little ghost buddy, and he might stick around and be mascot for the channel. We'll see how everything goes. As I mentioned in my previous video, this is all just kind of testing the waters and experimenting and figuring things out as we go, which is why you'll see different intros, you'll see different, we'll hear different music or whatever in the background and stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out what works best for me, and you guys get to tag along for that. So yeah, just playing more with the exterior. The exterior took me the longest out of this because I just really wanted it to capture a nice old cabin or cottage, you know. So I think if I had stuck with a one-story build, it would probably have been easier to get a cottagey type feel because cottages usually aren't very big. That's why they're so cozy. But the stairs took a while. This build gave me a lot of practice with different type of things. The stairs being one of them. And the kitchen here was fun to do. We actually ended up redoing it. We ended up redoing a lot because this build took me a while. I would build and then come back and try to change things around after taking a break and stuff. So there's a lot of rearranging and stuff. And I really want to utilize the island counters more often because I don't, and they're nice because you can sit at them and use them as counters still and everything like that, just like in real life. But I'm trying to find a nice balance of not just sticking them in the middle of the kitchen, and I think this works because it kind of works as a nice divider as well. And actually, this is the point where I realized that the house was so much bigger than I was imagining. So we shrink everything and we redo everything. And it actually works well because I'm able to get rid of some of the vines and just size that down. We do make it symmetrical again. I was just debating if I wanted it a little bit larger on one side. Yeah, part of me kind of wishes I kept those purple flowers on the front, but they're just kind of weird. Like they didn't sit very nicely. And I don't know if you can tell, I was fed up when I got to decorating the back. I just slapped some big giant sized up vines. And I was really disappointed I couldn't get the stairs to wrap around the wall how I wanted it to. And I realized now that before sizing everything down, the room still had a little bit of that divider wall just by like one square, and so the stairs wrapped around that nicely. But I think in the end, how the stairs are works kind of well. Originally I was picturing putting like a little office space underneath them, but we don't end up doing that. And here we go to finally doing the interior again. And the brick was super easy. And this is when I realized I needed some lights. But the brick was super easy to pick out. The wood was not. I went through so many colors. Like, there's some really good ones, but there's nothing that... I think we need some more horizontal planks, because most of the ones you get are very... They lay them out like bricks. Like, they're very small pieces laid out. Or you get like the gigantic ones. So... yeah, I had a hard time. I really like this wood, the grayish wood. But we don't stick with that. We actually go with the exterior wood because I thought, well, with cabins, you usually see what's on the exterior on the interior too. And here we're just double checking that we want that. And we're gonna just redo the kitchen here. I was kind of excited to use the new stovetop and oven that's by themselves. So I like this one that we change it to here, but adding this white, I think, just made everything pop so much better. Yeah, sorry. I was a little frustrated working on this, and every time I tried to move the camera a certain way, those vines were in your face. So that's why there's quite a bit of shifting, more than there probably would normally be, because I was trying to not have vines blocking half the view. And here we are adding some clutter, which I think the Sims developers need to they need to do something with the clutter, because so I add these shelves here, and I had the hardest time putting stuff on them, because like these little salt pepper shakers, they should fit, but they don't. But the big ones fit. So they need to kind of look at that and look at the spacing and like edit it so that things that should be able to fit on shelves are able to, you know? I was able to make it work, but I would like to be able to fit more up there and make it look a little bit more used, instead of adding like only 1 or 2 items on a shelf. Or, some of them I was able to do 3, like on that top shelf with the book and the picture. I love that those went together like that. I was really excited to see this dusty rug. And this orange rug, it doesn't really go, but it's a pop of color over there and it adds something. And I guess the design kind of goes with the design on the stairs. So there's that, I suppose. I decided I like that chair outside. It was a good chair, I wanted to use it, but I didn't want to use it inside, so I just stuck it outside. And you'll see that I do that a couple times with things, because you're looking for one thing and you find a bunch of others, so. And I think I had to change the window colors because I don't think I realized they were all different. A little different, so. Back to picking out a couch. There's a lot of nice cozy couches, but again, I was going with something that felt old. So it was kind of, the ones I picked out I think worked really well. And we're just rearranging and picking out a nice fireplace. I was actually surprised to find a fireplace that looked old and stuff, and I really like that. And get some plants in there. Very important. And I know this isn't necessary in The Sims, at least for the most part. I think with the fireplace it does react to rugs and carpet, but I wanted to add a slab of stone under there just because it, I think, looked nicer. And kind of made sense. I would like if we could get like stacks of wood that we could put in by the fireplaces and stuff. I think that would be a nice addition, but I guess it could be on the debug selection. And those fit together nicely. We really just fill this with a bunch of plants, which I think just adds to the cozy feel. And I am quite positive I remember to move that ceiling light from the top there where there is actually no ceiling, so we don't have just a random floating light. This bookshelf worked great there, but you do see that I experiment a little bit, but I just like how it flowed with the stairs. This is another instance of clutter items not being able to fit fully on the shelves, because you can fit most things, I really like those bottle lights, but when you size them down, the flame stays floating way above, so I changed that. A lot of the bookcases are the decorative ones are quite empty, and you can't fill that space, so that's really frustrating for me. If it's gonna be there, I'd like it to look used, I know that doesn't really matter in the game, but I would like it. And so sorry, that was a huge yawn. I had fun with this one. I like how mismatched it is, and I like that I stuck that ceiling light off in the corner because, in old houses, and even in some newer ones, like the one I live in, I have a ceiling light that is literally almost touching a corner of one of the rooms. It's just so funny, just how not everything is centered, and I kind of really liked that for that lamp. It well, that ceiling light over there, it just added some extra character. I had a hard time picking a fence for this because the ones I liked were too tall. So we just end up doing a half wall there, and I don't think I changed the trim on the half walls, but that's okay because it really goes good with that accent wood that we have there. And here's the only closed off room and the only inside door, which I thought was kind of fun. It was real open feel. And for our bathroom and stuff. I like this wooden bathtub. It's really cool. You'd hope it gets treated well so you don't get splinters. It just took me a moment to figure out how I wanted things situated over there, just because of adding the light and the window and just stuff like that. But I thought I put the medicine cabinet back, but I guess I didn't. I really want to use that knotted wood frame, but I love how the blankets look on these newer beds. Like, they just look quilted and mismatched and just nice. Like, I don't know. Overall, this build was just a lot of fun to do. I'm not entirely sure that the next video is going to be a build. I need to see if I have any ideas. I played Sims quite a bit in the last couple months, so I'm a little simmed out for at the moment, but that could always change. Sims is definitely one of my go-to games for when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, and that has been the case, but I've also been trying to be productive. I really liked putting the books with the bookend there, because it was just kind of neat having it lean against the wall. Might do that again in the future. Anyway, so what I'm thinking is I really, really want to replay the Dragon Age series. So, because I'm very impatiently waiting for the next game, and the first two games I played on my PlayStation 3, and then the Inquisition I played on my PC. And while that's great, how Dragon Age is set up is, they will utilize your save data. And since that wasn't cross-compatible, I had to kind of guess what my world was like. And so I'd like to do it all again on PC, because I know I'm going to get the next one on PC. So I think I'm going to do that with you guys, and I'm going to do my best to keep it short videos, just for your guys' enjoyment. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. We'll give that a try. And here, for the very first time in my Sims, I am using the debug objects, because I learned from, I believe it was from James Turner, that if you use the debug items, it doesn't cost anything, so it doesn't add to the value of your lot. So you can just put a whole bunch of plants on your lot, and it's not going to increase the value of it. And when I was setting up to do the walkthrough at the end of the video, I actually was super surprised to see that this lot was less than 50,000 with how much is in there. So that was a nice surprise. And yeah, can't forget. I think I'm just trying to find fun stuff. I really like the idea of sticking that truck that I did a little bit ago in the corner, but I just think I wanted something more rustic looking, but I liked those clumps of grass. It made filling space a lot easier. And yeah, lots of trees, lots of foliage, and just trying to put clutter back there so it adds to the cottagey feel, I think. And I even like stuck like the trap, and I don't remember what the other item is. I think it was just a box in the back. The trap is not usable, but I just stuck those back there because I thought that was very fitting for a cottage home. And I love that I found those rock clusters because I didn't have to individually place rocks. That's why I don't ever place rocks, because it's annoying to individually place rocks. And I wish these candles glow, but because they're the craft items that you would use, they don't. Well, the craft items that you would craft unless you utilize them in The Sims in live play, I don't think they glow. And I missed it, well, because I was talking, but that plate that I put on the counter was supposed to have cupcakes. And because it's something that you build and it's a debug item, it doesn't still have cupcakes. And I was very disappointed. I was hoping it was a display of cupcakes. And we can't forget our bin on the outside. And here we're gonna have a nice ending shot and our walkthrough. So we're gonna kind of look around and do everything. Well, show you guys everything that's going on and stuff. So I am going to just let the music be enjoyed during that time. So thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.